Hello and welcome to my Start Harp little taster session, and this is a level 2 video. I'm going to show you a couple of things in this. What I like about level 2 is it's kind of assuming, or people have either done level 1 or assuming people have already learnt their foundations of technique, the basics of placing, of how we hold ourselves, our hands, how to make a nice tone when we're playing, or the beginnings of those steps, the one direction rule and all that kind of stuff. Well, we build on that, and we do extra technique work, and we do a little bit on modes, we do some theory as we go, and because it's over 12 weeks, you get 10 new pieces as well as lots of improvisations and things. We work on playing by ear, we work on improvising, and we work on playing from the written music. So I love the fact that it all intertwines. I talk about like 3 strands, and the fact that we're stronger with a plait, when those 3 different types of working with music will come together. And this, I think, is a case in point. In this piece, we learn the Shepherd's Prayer by Beethoven, which is, I think, the 3rd movement. I can't remember now. Anyway, so I'm just playing it to you now so you can get a little idea. I love this tune. I think it's beautiful, okay? But there's this moment in it where the accompaniment that I've written goes like this. We go... So to play that accompaniment to you on its own. And what that is an excellent chord progression. It is a chord 1, chord 6, chord 2, chord 5. It's a really fun chord progression that you can really noodle around with and improvise with, and it comes up in pop tunes, in classical tunes, in all sorts of different genres as a loop. And because of this, we also talk about the inversions. So that's what I want to talk to you about now. So if you've ever found inversion chords a little bit confusing or anything like that, I'm going to just go over it again one more time. Sometimes it's useful to hear it again, isn't it? So, and if you find them really easy, then great, I'm really proud for you. Okay, so I go on about these because I think that it makes sight reading so much easier if you can memorize the shapes of the different inversions. As a sort of muscle memory shape, then when we see them, and visually on the scores, when we see them, it means it frees you from reading every single note in that chord. You only have to read the bass note of the chord, and then your hand position will shift onto the shape for you. It's kind of, I've had students kind of have real aha moments, and it sort of changed their sight reading. It certainly did mine when I got to a point where I was able to do this. So you might be one of those people who might help you break down a wall. So, okay, we're in C major, please, C major. If you're not sure how to set in C major, then you'll have to ask me, so I can on a message, either info@harpwales.com, or you can send me a message under here if you're watching this video online. So if we're in C major, if we take our triad chord in C, so this would be C and then E and then G. I'm sure you've built a triad chord, but just in case, okay, it's fine, whatever part of your learning you're on, I'm happy to help you. So C, and then we play. I think this is the play 1, miss 1, play 1, miss 1, play 1 chords to find the basic triad. If somebody says find you a C chord, a C major chord, if you're in C major anyway, you'll be laughing. And then there's more to it than that, but we'll just go do that for now. And we can think play 1, miss 1, play 1, miss 1, play 1. Put your 3rd finger on a C, and then you can build up from there. So you get 3 on a C, 2 on an E, and thumb on a G. Okay, brilliant. So that gives us your triad chord. Now, you hear people talk about this and they will say, right, could you play that in root position, please? Okay, root position. Well, we've just learned that is our C major chord. That is also, you can call that a root position C major chord. It is like, if you think of this like a tree, okay, then this is the root. This is like the foundation of the tree, isn't it? It's the thing that's like giving it all the nutrients and everything. It's holding it together. It's the root. It's there, okay? So when you change the inversion of a chord from the root to a first inversion or a second inversion, we are keeping the root notes, the C, the E, and the G. All we're doing is switching the order, isn't it, of them, okay? So if that's your root, okay, that C, E, G chord, the keg chord, I want you to imagine now that you're a tree, you've got your root, and now you're going to, if you're thinking going up to the first branch, okay, so of the tree, so you've got the root here, and now you're going to go up to the first branch. I want you to go up one. So instead of starting on the C, we're going to go up to the E. Okay, so I've actually taken off the C currently, okay, so I was on C, E, G, now I'm just on E and G. What we want to do is we're going to put that on top, that C, okay, so we've taken it from the bottom, we've gone up onto the first branch, into our first inversion, and we're going to put the C on top. That does mean I need to let go with these two fingers and swap the placing around. So I've now got 3 on an E, 2 on a G, and thumb on a C. It's still those same 3 notes, yeah, but I've switched the order, haven't I? Instead of starting in the root position, I've gone up to the first branch of my tree and I'm on E, G, and C. Okay, so that is your first inversion shape, okay? Then if you want to do the second inversion, then you need to go to the second branch on your tree. You were in root position when you had the C at the bottom. You were in first when you had the E at the bottom. Now we're going to take the E away from the bottom so that G becomes the lowest string that we've got here. And I'm going to shift my placing. So I've now put 3 on a G, and I've put 2 on a C, and I've put thumb on an E. Okay, and that gives us the second inversion. Okay, so that was the G, C, and E. So we had root, we had first, so we had root, C, E, G, we had first on E, G, C, and then we have second on G, C, E. Okay, brilliant. So those are the 3 inversions when we're working, 3 different chord shapes that you can have when we're working just with a 3-note chord like that. I'll try it. So now, we've just done that on a C chord. Can we switch it up? Let's go to an F, okay? So we're going to think F, F, A, C, okay? So we've got the root chord shape there with an F chord, an F major chord, F, A, C, okay? That play 1, miss 1, play 1, miss 1, play 1. This is your root chord, your F chord. If you do that play 1, miss 1, play 1, miss 1, you'll find the notes F, A, and C. To remember to get the first and the second inversions, all we're doing is we're just changing the order that we're playing them in. You can go a lot further with this than what I'm telling you now, but this is kind of like the foundations for this. So we've got the F, the A, and the C. What we're going to do now is we want to go up. We don't want to be on the root position anymore. We're going up to that first branch, that first inversion. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off the root there, the lowest part of that root position, and we're going to put that F on top. So now we're going to get A, C, F. Okay, so the F has gone from the bottom, it's been put on top. So you are now in first position. You started on that next rung up, if you like, of that chord. So you've got A, C, and F. Now you want second inversion. We're going to take off the A so that you are going up to the second branch, if you like, of your tree. And now we're going to have C, F, and A. Okay, that gives you your second inversion. So it works. Then the same idea on any chords. It works on your minors as well. You can think of them as well. Something I encourage you to do in level 2 and probably everywhere I teach is to think of them as shapes. So you've got this one is in flourishing harpists, I've got about 12 shapes. Anyway, so you've got this one, which I think of as like being symmetrical. The root shape when it's in this form, when it's in this closed form. If we then go up to the first, I think of it if you've got the triads at the bottom, haven't you? The third, the interval of the third at the bottom, and then you've got the wider gap between 2 and thumb when you're playing them in this way. And then when you go up again, you have the wide gap. When you go into the second inversion, you have the wide gap between finger 2 and 3 at the bottom now. And so it's really good to close your eyes and practice playing those up and down the harp as well. You know, the different shapes so that you get used to the shapes. Okay, so coming back and looking at the music now for the Beethoven's Symphony that I mentioned, this Shepherd's Prayer bit. You'll see that it uses the inversion chords, and the lovely thing about this is that you can then get these chords by barely moving our fingers, okay? So this progression that's written down here, which is our 1, 6, 2, 5. If I did them all in root, I'd have to go 1, 6, and then jump. Whereas this way, using the inversions makes it really easy to move quickly, okay? To move swiftly between them. What I thought I'd show you then, really, because I'm not going to teach you the piece now, but what I thought I'd show you was just to use this as an improvisation. Now, some of you might want to do what's written. Let's make it really big on the screen, actually, so that you can do this. There we are. So hopefully that's showing now as big on your screen. Then you can take, if you can read music, you can take them in the closed position. We've got G, C, E. Or you can do it by ear. I'll do it by ear for you as well. So you've got G, C, and E, okay? So with that one, you're working in the second inversion of the C chord, aren't you? So it's got the C, the E, and the G in it, but the G is the lowest note. Then you're going to an A minor chord in its root shape. Notice that sort of symmetrical shape. It's just got that play 1, miss 1, 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 play 1. chord. So you've got A, C and E. That's that chord there. Okay, I'm circling it on the screen. And that's in its root position. Now you're going to chord 2, which is also a minor. We're going to the D minor here. But look, the D isn't at the bottom, the D's at the top. So we've changed the order again. So we're doing F, and then A, and then D. Okay, so this is a first inversion D minor. And then you're finishing off on a root position G. G, B, and then D. Okay, so that was back into the root shape. Okay, so you've got the 3 different shapes there. Yes, you have. Yeah, just double checking on myself. So you could make this into a little improvisation. So you could do something like play that chord. Let's just do something really simple. Oh, that's quite simple. So all I did was I did C, B, C in the gap. I did the chord C, B, C. I did the chord C, B, C. I did the chord. Then I thought this is a bit boring, so I did a scale. Probably not in that rhythm the first time, but I did C, B, A, G. So what I'm saying, really trying to say here, is that you can do something, anything you like, in that gap. And notice I'm doing left and then right and left and then right to make it easier. If you're very new to improvising, this is not like the way to be like the world's greatest improviser, but it's an in. Take one of the notes from the chord that you're playing and then do something that brings you away from the note in the chord. So say if I'm playing G, C and E in the left and I want to do something over the chord or next to the chord, after the chord that's going to sound nice, I'm going to pick C from that and I'm going to think, okay, I'm going to do something C and then I'm going to play something, but then I'm going to come back to the C. So I'm going to go da da dee da dum. That was C, D, E, D, C. Because it's got one of the safe notes, one of the notes in the chords, it will sound okay. It might not sound wild or inspired, but it will sound okay. And then I'm going to do it again, because quite often if you repeat an idea, it sounds okay. And for those of you who are more advanced, or if you watch my Pop with Pizzazz taster, for instance, you could add rhythm to this. 1 and 2. And so I've just taken that a lot further, from the point of view of if you're fledgling. But you get the idea. So you can expand this out. And of course you don't have to do the close position chords, but I just wanted to show you this idea of being able to pinch and poach, really, I suppose, and use all these different ideas. We're using a classical tune there, and we've used it to look at some theory, look at the inversions, and then we've used it to take a chord progression out, which is great to help us with memorization as well. If you're trying to learn this by memory, then actually knowing which kind of chord progression that is over time, even if it doesn't yet, it will start to be really helpful. And then this idea of doing some noodles in the gaps to make it start to sound like a little tune. Listen, I'm just playing an octave. Okay, I added in one last extra note, but even that I think sounds nice. I just did a P at the end to make it sort of work. And then I also showed you that you can, if you're more advanced, you can start to add in more. So there we are. If you've enjoyed that, then you're welcome to check out my other courses. There are some other free little tasters as well. And this material comes from Start Harp Level 2, where we learn 10 pieces across 12 weeks and many, many different things, including modes and techniques and how to look after ourselves and yada yada. So there we are. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Shelley Fairplay, and I hope to see you online sometime soon.